Yay.
As you can tell, Haven's here, providing sound effects for the doors opening. Once again,
Yay.
much appreciated. You know, they've gone out of their way to take naps to be here for these shows, just to provide that sound effect. So you better all be appreciating it. Inaudibly, we also have Froman handy hosting the call and providing a few of the articles we're going over. But next up, I must greet the chat. I'll have a chance to forget. Greetings, Exodus! If you weren't immediately aware already, Exodus provided the game will be raffling off today. So if you happen to win the game, you owe some thanks to Exodus. And we are raffling off a game tonight. Or today, or this morning. Relevant time of day as relevant. It will be Bionic Commando Rearmed, which I'm somewhat tempted to for the sheer nostalgia of it myself. That said, this should not discourage any of you from entering the raffle for it. And I've gotten the clipboard for keeping track of who registers for it. Well, death. Not surprising. Moving on, greetings, Kalet, Carlos Fish, K-Show, Bridgevetten, Snoopy SN100, Dragon S19, Nexus Hunter. And that seems to be a... Oh, Bishop. That... Insanity when directed as comedy. Yeah, pretty much.
Is that what you have to tell yourself to fall asleep at night?
The things I have to tell myself to fall asleep at night are many and completely unrelated. I don't want to go into it. Laser Puppy! You saw me sculpt it. It's printed out. Here it is. It's a laser puppy. I did good. I'm proud of it. I haven't painted it or otherwise, given it the proper look in the slightest, but, I sculpted it. It now exists in reality. That's pretty impressive for a piece of artwork. Typically, whenever you make a piece of art, it's stuck to 2D, it's like an image file, and that's it. This came out in several image files. And an actual plastic laser puppy thing. I also sculpted and printed a Skibbity toilet. I don't want to go into it though. It was a bit of a spontaneous thing. I don't think any of you know what that meme creature is anyway. It's not relevant nor important. I'm saying we're up to 10 likes. Thank you all very much. Haven, Roman, you have to talk, but thank you for hosting the call. Anything,
Well, it's funny that you mentioned the Skibbity Toilet, because it was mentioned to me today by a completely unrelated party, and he asked me if I had seen it. Because he wanted to show it to me, and I was like, yeah, I've totally seen it, it's horrifying, and I only watched like 10 seconds of it.
Wait. You were frightened by Skibbity Toilet?
It was horrifying, not scary.
Okay, so more repugnant and repulsive and offensive to your sensibilities in general.
Yes.
I see. Well, I'm going to put that on everyone next. Just so that they can have the same reaction as you did. You brought this upon them, and if they should chafe at it,
I don't want to
they can
suffer
blame
alone.
you. That too. By the way, Caleb, we do have some guest room remaining if you want to join in. Just let me know. I'll throw you a call link. You didn't get to say much over the last SCP review. So, you could comment on the horror we're about to go over. Starting with... Look, I don't want to get to American politics. No one enjoys this, least of all me. But Senator Scott Wiener, who has a long history of being very aptly last named, got an award from the League of Women Voters of California, honoring him for his work around housing and LGBTQ equality. He is deeply grateful. And apparently the award that the League of Women Voters of California hands out is in fact a large crystal butt plug. Fortunately, he has experience, so this shouldn't be too hard for him to...
I honestly thought the first article would be those squirrel head butt plugs that we saw at the edge of your screen.
Oh, it's related. This is just one of the responses on Twitter to this, noting that it's slightly more tasteful, I suppose, than homemade squirrel head butt plugs, only use 3 times, very clean, almost no smell, $40 or best offer.
Say you live in the South without saying you live in the South, I guess.
Sending a link to Kate, yeah, momentarily, and I'm not sure I would even attribute that to the being in the South, per se. You attribute it to something, but not necessarily just being in the South. Kurt, link incoming. Probably. I think I remember correctly. We should move on to something more tasteful. Oh, I already planned for that, didn't I? I did! Although I'm sad to say those in the call right now will not be able to hear it. Everyone will be able to see it if they're looking on my screen. Right. Let's go and replace Scott Wiener with it.
Christmas that is
Replacing Scott Wiener. That was worth it.
Oh, you're saying about Scott Wiener?
No, I was saying that I was skeptical about replacing Scott Wiener, but that was worth it.
Article-wise, sadly, as cropped as California is, I don't know if he can ever be replaced legitimately. In any case, let's go ahead and get Haven's article, because I rarely hit them, and it moves us along. Werewolves.com, a werewolf, werewolves and lichens. Furry knocks up his own sister at Fur Pile. Mind you, I have no idea exactly how much credit to attribute to werewolves.com. I'm inclined to say it's probably best to take it with a grain of salt.
Don't scroll all the way down. You'll ruin it.
Yeah. I remember because it was a very cursed article.
How I'm going to ruin it if I scroll all the way down?
Well, it's not the article itself, it's the explanation of the article.
Nope. I'm not going to clarify. I'll let you find that out on your own.
Yeah.
As soon as I came across this article, I knew I was going to have to report on it, even though I do have doubts as to its veracity. Doesn't matter, it's too good not to use. If it is a made-up story, it's a darn entertaining one. Shall we recap for those who might have missed those previous articles where I chronicled exploits of the furry community? I suppose I should. A furry, you see, is a person who likes to dress up as an animal, usually in one of those oversized costumes like sports mascots wear, and get his/her groove on. Apparently there's a subspecies of furry that doesn't go in for the sex stuff, satisfied with the LARPing aspect of thing, but those types aren't of interest to us here. And a fur pile is a furry orgy. The pervs of players keep their costumes on. The costumes must have openings in the right places to expose the furry's private parts, thus they are able to maintain their anonymity. That's how an Alabama man, of course he'd be from Alabama, came to have sexual relations with and impregnate his own sister. I would like to stress at this point, painfully, that having grown up with Enoch, more or less, not only am I already aware of this, but I'm painfully aware those whole openings are strategically placed holes. There's an entire term for it, just SPHs.
I mean, I'm not thinking of Alabama, man.
Oh, I don't think we can just blame Alabama for this. I blame Disney personally. Disney and the countless anthropomorphic cartoons they ran through a very formative series of years for many people out there. Really at the wrong time. From Tailspin to Rescue Rangers, who spawned gadgetology, as you may know, as documented by Count Dankula. Those poor bastards. Like, were they aware of gadgetology when they made the new Rescue Rangers? Who stuck Gadget with the Fly? And why did they have to have Offspring result? That's neither here nor there. I'm hurt because I'll admit the closer I came to being remotely furryish probably was Gadget. Okay, no reason about the bit about the story's a fake, it's a satire, but such a thing could certainly happen to someone looking for his, couldn't it? Considered a cautionary tale, perhaps? No. See, I don't think this would happen, because I think there being a female in the fur pile is a relatively low odds sort of thing in these situations. And if there isn't a female in the fur pile, no pregnancies can possibly result. Other things can result, but not pregnancies.
Females? Not in my fur pile.
One of the rather cruel details of life is that men are much more sexually aggressive and tend to seek it a lot more. Thus, in situations like this, it's mostly going to be men, at least biologically. This has been true for the longest. When I was a humble child, an ignorant director. Even I knew that MMORPG stood for Many Men Online Role-Playing Girls.
My favorite acronym.
I wouldn't say that men are more sexually aggressive at all. They just tend to find women who are not sexually aggressive and put their aggressions out on those.
No,
And be like-
that makes them sexually aggressive.
Look, it's a bit of a biological thing. We're not making a slam on all men here. But I do say that Peterson, sadly, had something right when he said that where some trending of the trans variety does seem to be like an incel escape hatch. It's not going to work, never has. Save for its political usage. We are up to 10 likes, last I heard. And we have 13 viewers, because this stream becomes a success right now. And someone in the audience is denying me this. That's fine though, you know. Maybe you don't enjoy the show, maybe you resent my efforts here, and that's fine. Now, I'm sure there are some people who could be looking in chat right now who are here surely just to hate watch me because they wish me ill, they resent me, they want me to fall flat on my face. I mean, besides from
I mean, you're making a lot of assumptions about me right now, and I kind of don't appreciate that.
Okay, strictly speaking in this context, I'm implying that you don't want to see that happen. But, you know, hey, if I'm wrong, it's fine. Let's move on to something even sillier, but impressive, because it dates back to July 9th, 2020. And it's the work of Titania McGrath, the foremost McGrathian scholar. Well, second foremost. We call them McGrathian scholars now because Tim McGrath actually survived, but she's not the first. Andrew Doyle worked on another character part of that. I digress. Let's see. Greetings, by the way, in chat to Jinx. See? And anyone else who stuck when I was looking. Carlos Fish? I think I greeted you. I'm not sure about that. I'm gonna say you Arky as for myself. Thank you, Jinxie. Your kind words of support. Mean one. Oh, by the way, thank you all for making the last SRS very successful. I really appreciate it. To those of you who did not make last SRO successful, this doesn't apply to you, not as a slight, but obviously didn't, so why should we praise for it? Weirdo.
I mean,
Today
I
McGrath.
was sleeping.
Yeah. Well, that's fair. I understand, Haven. It's
I think you
fine.
should definitely slate them.
I refuse to do any work that reality won't do for me. On this point. Today McGrath posted an important thread on July 9th, 2020. Brave social justice activists such as myself are working tirelessly to expose all the racist elements within our society. Sometimes it's difficult to keep up, so I thought it'd be helpful to create a comprehensive list. Things that are racist, Part 1. And fair warning right now, there are a lot of parts, but we'll try to get to them quickly. Golf. Bedrooms. Jesus. Chess.
What?
The Blaze, Deadspin Writer calls for the Masters Golf Tournament to change its racist name.
What?
I probably should have clicked on the image. It's taken me out of the... How do I...
This has to be satire.
Sadly, no. These articles that Lieutenant McGrath is referring to are very real. I think I've actually done some on this very show. That said, though they are real, they're still satire just by people who are not self-aware enough to realize it. I made a mistake though, because apparently the Thread Reader app pulls up these images and doesn't allow you to get out of the images. Plus, I'm using Brave with a fancy new gimmick that allows me to put tabs on the side, which really helps remember which one's which and being able to read them, but it's buggy. Buggy as hell. So, bear with me while I try to... There we go. These shows are imperfect, but no one expects perfection of me. Not here, anyway. Do you?
No. I just have one question, though. How are bedrooms racist?
You know, we could probably pull up the articles, because again, Lieutenant McGrath doesn't actually make shit up on this point. You can surely, unless Yahoo Live, for example, has removed it, find these articles. Which we will read, for instance, this title, From Master Bedroom to Blacklist, What Will It Take to Change Racist Terms in Our Everyday Language? Because, of course, it's called Master Bedroom, then it must be, of course, referring to slave masters. Some idiot
Wait a
working for
minute.
Yahoo said.
Oh, yeah, toads.
Wait, so that means, like, at least 5,000 people in my country are super racist because they're masters in their craft.
Yes.
Oh, I guarantee that at least 5,000 people in your country are racist. That's
Oh, no, I'm
That's not
saying
hard to
just
achieve.
because they are masters of, for example, watchmaking.
Yes. There's
Where
some
I'm a
idiot,
journalist.
I guarantee you there's some idiot there who would argue that because you use the term master, it means that it's racist. It's not sensitive
What
enough.
about mastery? Like, that's where it comes from. Like, you have a mastery in a craft. That's why you're a master.
well, that just means that you're, a mastery master and you're double racist.
In an episode long past that I still recall, they changed, or rather encouraged, that people at a convention not use the phrase fields of expertise because that was too racist.
What?
So,
Everything
yes,
is
however
okay.
dumb it is, there's someone out there who's dumb enough to push for it. Today's show, do you think chess is racist? No. For God's sake, Black Lives Matter activist Sean King says Statue of Jesus should be torn down because they are, quote-unquote, white supremacy, which is exactly something that idiot would have said, completely ignorant of the fact that I'm pretty sure the actual Jesus was not classically white. Being
Oh, he was
a Middle
Jew.
Eastern Jew seems
Yeah.
pretty low. Things That Are Racist Part 2. Mahatma Gandhi. Cartoon characters. Milk. Roads. BBC News calls to remove racist Gandhi statue in Leicester. The Simpsons will no longer cast white actors in non-white roles. Family Guy's Cleveland steps down. PETA well, should be disregarded and laughed at regardless, but once said that cow's milk has long been a symbol used by white supremacists. Los Angeles Times said, want to tear down insidious monuments to racism and segregation? Bulldoze LA freeways.
I mean, I'm just saying Mahatma Gandhi is actually super fucking racist.
Oh, of course it was.
Sean
Yeah.
King's racist.
And Karl Marx was classically racist, but somehow none of those racisms count for reasons. Let's see, in chat I'm surprised, Ellie. I know people who get upset with me saying I'm an expert in my field. Yes, that's exactly what they were objecting to. Greetings, Octane Junkie.
Junker.
Look, my mind drifted over to the EU and Carl Juncker, and we don't need to go into that. Things that are racist, part 3. Band-Aids, coronavirus, orcs, rice. Now, I think everyone remembers orcs.
Oh yeah. I found that hilarious.
And seeing as Corona came from China, and China's most definitely racist against minorities, yeah, I can see that.
I'm pretty sure they're pretty racist against anyone who's not Chinese. Somehow that's perfectly acceptable, though. Although, in that, to be fair, I understand now that Asians are basically also white, because they happen to be typically rather successful, and that's the real sign of racism. Band-Aids, coronavirus, orcs, rice. Band-Aid launches new range of diverse skin tone bandages. Company says committed to embracing the beauty of diverse skin. If coronavirus doesn't discriminate, how come black people are bearing the brunt? Orcs! In The Lord of the Rings show Tolkien was racist because they see orcs and think those are black people, which continues to be a thoroughly underappreciated self-own every time it happens, and it's still happening even now. The Guardian. Uncle Ben's rice firm to scrap brand image of black farmer. Yes, as you now know, brand mascots are not allowed to be black because that's racist.
Yeah, that's got to be one of the things that I'm most pissed off about from these fucking idiots. Like, they killed Uncle Ben, they killed Aunt Jemima, they killed the Land O'Lakes Butter Girl. It's like, Jesus Christ. Life must be so good that this is all these people have to complain about.
Yeah, only positive representation, but not like that. Things that are racist, part 4. Skincare products. Nurses. Butter. Applause. L'Oreal to remove words like whitening from skincare products. UK nurses COVID-19 haka slammed as cultural appropriation, which, I want to stress once again, cultural appropriation is a crime. To take it all seriously.
What is Haka?
Well, it's a Polynesian style of dance that's supposed to be more like a war cry.
Oh.
And I never really liked it because it's not particularly rhythmic or fun to watch. I imagine it's fun to do, it must be, when all those nurses were, taking time from the crushing tides of COVID afflictees that totally they were just drowning in.
Now, see, they don't normally post it, but I'm kind of conflicted on that. Like, I understand that, nursing and, even being a doctor and all that kind of stuff in, like a hospital is very stressful, and that kind of stuff can be stress relief. And again, like I said, it's not always posted. I'm sure it still happens. I unfortunately have spent a lot of time in hospitals. But yeah, the fact that, it was also happening at a time when we were told that hospitals are completely jam-packed, maybe it was just their way of subtly telling people to stop listening to that bullshit.
I can see where they might need an outlet to do that, considering where the real death tolls lied. Moving on, as you mentioned before, Land O'Lakes replaces Native American woman logo, touts farmer-owned credentials instead. So, well done, social justice people. You've removed Native Americans from positive representation. Good on you. You sure made the world a place.
Yeah, we know who finished the genocide now.
Just I suppose they'll just want to take them out of history books as well, because, I mean, it's just...
Oh yeah,
augmenting how
even learning
people
about them.
use.
That is the next step. Even learning about them is going to be racist. Like, I mean,
Oxford's dudes. Jazz
Boat trip.
hands?
Oh, I remember this one. Yeah, that was very funny. Apparently, in this case, it's not so much that it's racist, but these incredibly delicate crystal people chose to replace clapping with jazz hands because the clapping was too much for them. It was disturbing the peace. It was very startling. They were getting fatigued and shock and triggered, and it was... Oh, they were so concerned about it. Yeah, correct. Dragonist 19, by the way. To appropriate is to appreciate when it comes to culture. I mean, if culture is good, you copy some of that culture, you incorporate it into your culture. That is nothing but a compliment, a statement that this bit of culture is a good thing that I want to do as well. And this applies to style. And it can't be appropriated or stolen any more than you can steal the air someone's breathing or a thought that someone had. They have the thought, they voice the thought, you have that thought now. You having that thought does not remove their thought. Therefore, it is not theft.
There was actually this this couple that went to this convention about Japanese culture shoot that they bought, and two white women showed up and completely tried to like destroy their outfits because it was appropriating culture. But the thing is, in Japanese culture, it's very popular to give kimonos and yukatas to their guests as a sign of we appreciate you, thank you for coming here.
Well,
They love it when people wear their clothes.
The Japanese have generally, seemingly done a much better job than most cultures of appreciating this as it is. I still remember how angry they were about a non-Japanese flutist who was recognized by the Japanese as being the master of the art, which is a huge credit to the Japanese as well as to the master flutist in question. Really stressed how much the critics were far more racist than anyone else involved. Things that are racist, Part 5. Mathematics. Front lawns. Breakfast cereals. Finding Asian men attractive.
What?
yo, fuck that. They can't have my lawn.
Charlotte Boone said, is math racist? New course outlines prompt conversations about identity, race, and Seattle classrooms, which... it's going to be an ongoing struggle against what amounts to the new licentialism. Looking Insane, who the hell they are, said that front lawns are catastrophic environmentally, yet are prized as a symbol of the white racist suburban dream. It's about a larger issue. Who can determine how space is used? How are laws that control how space can be used a means of forcing white norms on a non-white people? I suppose they can make their lawn gravel. I believe that's always been allowed. Mind you, they're partially right. I think everyone here, maybe not everyone, I'm just going to gamble that most people here hate HOAs.
Yes.
I do hate HOAs, but, you know, I don't also want my lawn to be jungle, so these damn racists can get off my lawn.
Yeah, indeed. Meanwhile, greetings in chat to Hardcore. Sympathies or congratulations on your suspension from Twitter. Personally, I feel that people should suspend themselves from Twitter before Twitter suspends them, just as a matter of mental health care. Twitter isn't healthy. It's like a mental candy bar. If the candy bar did nothing but render you rather depressed and fearful for the future of humanity. So that's why I banned myself from Twitter regularly. Although occasionally, without trying, like the last time I noted that the Canadian government is entirely for people killing themselves, but only with their permission and the tools that they provide. Not with guns. That would be wrong to kill yourself with a gun in Canada. Only with the government's permission, the way they want to do it. Can't kill yourself, but they'll be happy to kill you for you.
Yeah, only the government can kill you. Once again, taking the, monopoly of violence for themselves. Greedy bastards.
Yeah, really quite horrible. Moving on. XMP Fiona Anasonic attacks Kellogg's cereal box racism.
What?
Independent, your strange crush on Rishi Sunak could actually be a racist fetish. I despise Rishi Sunak, and has absolutely nothing to do with his race. Moving on. Things that are racist, part 6. Soap. Toothpaste. White people speaking. White people not speaking.
Alright. they just lost me. Nope, this is satire.
Oh, the articles are... If they're satire again, they're by people who are too dumb to recognize that they are participating in satire. McGrath is a satire. Not these articles, tragically. Meanwhile, we have achieved over 13 likes, which means that this stream has been a success. Thank you all for entering it thus. The racist history of soap. Commodity Racism 101. Campaign. Colgate to review historically racist toothpaste. White statement. To make right now. Maybe just shut up and listen. White silences compliance, the role of white people, and the Black Lives Matter movement. Things that are racist, part 7. Hiking, climate change, ice cream snacks, the Golden Girls.
Yo, you can't take the Golden Girls. Get out of here.
No.
Betty White was a treasure.
The unbearable whiteness of hiking and how to solve it. People of color experience climate grief more deeply than white people. Eskimo pies to drop a derogatory name of racial sensitivity. Hulu removes Golden Girls episode with blackface scene.
Oh yeah, the Eskimo pies. That was a thing in Denmark as well, because we call it a giant Eskimo. And now it's boring. I don't even remember what they renamed it to.
Probably nothing, because they went out of business.
In full explanation, I have a deep-seated, fully irrational contempt for Inuit everything. Look, if any of you actually read my blog, you would know why, but I know it's rational, so far I get over it. I wish these people could too. Things that are racist, part 8. Biological sex. Asking, how are you? The Oscars. Knitting.
Now, the Oscars I can definitely agree with.
Yes. Once again, not self-aware in their incredible bigotry, but true on that point. Oh, Octane Junkie. I would like to think we're reaching peak stupid, but I would like to note, however, at this particular moment, we haven't gotten through quite half of these. And this is just from the last 4 years. Yes, that's right. Johnny McGrath has been documenting this for the past 4 years. And, even worse, I've covered examples they haven't. Not that anyone remembers, but I do. The Independent reported that an opinion, what the white supremacist roots of biological sex reveal about transphobic feminism. Be mindful of opening up meetings and questions with questions like, how are you, or how was your weekend? Recognize that doing so can potentially be re-triggering what your black colleagues are experiencing, or dismissing the experience by pretending it is normal. All is normal? It's not, and it's been for a long time. Oscars announced new diversity inclusion plans. The knitting community is reckoning with racism. 5 artists of color are taking to Instagram stories to call out instances of prejudice and to try to shape a more inclusive future. You know, we are over halfway through this. I think we need to take a break from this just to stress the raffle item. We're raffling off this game, Bionic Commando Rearmed. If you would like to do the raffle for this game, please type in the chat. I really appreciate the music of that intro, trailer. We have the Nexus Hunter in the raffle spot. If no one else joins in.
It would have been better if I just unmuted the stream and watched it in sound, though.
Yeah, it needed sound.
Yeah.
Well, any case, Nexus Hunter is in the raffle. If anyone else wants this game, now's the time to do it. This game was once again provided by Exodus. X is provided, we're just finding it a good home. And I'd be tempted to it myself, but for the fact that I can't quite justify it. I always feel just a little too insecure about entering a raffle, even if the raffle is guaranteed to be absolutely fair, because it's dictated by cosmic background noise. And a roll, 100.
Do it.
You know,
He
Bionic
really
Commando
claims-
does hold some nostalgia for me. It's one of the few games I've played on Nintendo that, of course, I didn't do very well at because I've historically sucked at platformers in general. But I just really like the idea of the bionic grappling arm thing. That was cool.
Do it. Do it.
Okay, fine. I'm into it as well, but I have to roll twice for it successfully. That is the handicap I feel I must accept. Back to the thread read by Titanium McGrath. Things that are racist. Let's see, where were we? We've gone through a number of things. Skincare, nurses' applause, mathematics, front lawns, soap, toothpaste, white people speaking, white people not speaking. Ah, here we go. Things that are racist, part 7. No, we did this one. Things that are racist, part 8. Biological sex, how? No, we did that one too. Things that are racist, part 9. Here we go. Cycling, breweries, air pollution, abolishing slavery.
Hang on now. I think we're losing the plot here.
Caleb, you forget, by abolishing slavery, they also abolished white slaves, which is racist towards the black people because now they're on equal footing. They need to be put above everyone else
Right.
for it to not be racist.
How could I have forgotten?
The
Yeah.
conversation unironically launched an article about the unbearable whiteness of cycling. The Boston Globe published an opinion from Ying about the craft beer industry having a diversity problem. The Guardian unironically produced an article about how minorities in the US breathe in more air pollution caused by white people. And the Badger Herald, where the hell that is, said that UW students petitioned to remove Abraham Lincoln's statue on Bascom Hill. Because the statue is an everyday reminder that these students really don't belong here, Black Student Union president says.
Okay, so it's just another statue removal thing, not really an abolishment of racism. I'm
A
glad
statue
we.
removal of Abraham Lincoln, or being too
Well, you got to remember that most of these people are probably fucking what do they call themselves now? Anarcho-socialists or communists or whatever the hell it is. So they just want to destroy shit.
pretty much, yes. Things that are racist, part 10. The countryside. A suffragette movement. The medal for the most distinguished order of St. Michael and St. George. Fish. BBC Country File via Twitter said that while Dwayne Fields found solace in the landscapes of the UK and beyond, movement. Isn't that a them problem?
Yes,
If
it
they-
is.
See, why is that not pointed out? I mean, there's no law, no absolute impediment whatsoever to going outside.
I would just like to point out that pretty much everything here is a them problem.
Yes. Yes. Black Lives Matter UK, via Twitter, unironically said, despite what you might have learned at school, many suffragettes were also working to advance white power.
It wasn't put like that back then. It was just like, I don't remember her name, but there was one of those leaders of the suffragette movement, and she was like, I would rather have a white woman be able to vote than a black man. Because back then only landowners could vote, and there weren't that many women or black people in general landowners, so they couldn't vote.
By the way, greetings in chat to Kefki. Agreed a lot.
Kefkers!
A lot of madness involved here.
Yeah.
As a side note, only landowners could vote. Boy, should we be glad that's not the case anymore, because now no one owns land. They just rent it from the government. That's what property taxes are. You buy the land, ostensibly, but it's not yours. You have to pay rent on it via taxes, just to own the land. And if you don't pay the taxes on the land, the government takes it away and then sells it. Which again means that you do not own any property. You just rent. I was told not too long ago that one of the reasons this was claimed to be a good thing is that they're going to keep the rich people from buying up the land, because if they don't pay the taxes, they lose the land, and the land has to be sold off to someone else. Which means that the government decided that, and apparently enough of US citizens bought this shit at the time, that in order to keep the wealthy from buying up all the land, they needed to tax the land and then take it away from the poor people who couldn't afford to pay the taxes, to then put up for sale to who? I don't think the poor are going to be buying that land.
So, on the topic of land ownership, I have a question that you might be able to help me with, Ark. Now, I might just be a racist, ignorant, privileged individual, but I could swear that at one point, the essential liberties were, or the essential rights were life, liberty, and property. But it's often also, on that third point, the pursuit of happiness. Do you ever remember that being property and it being changed at some point, or am I just having a Mandela effect here?
Personally, I've only ever recalled it as being pursuit of happiness. That said, That does sound like something that would have been rapidly changed. I don't know. I have to research into it. But I don't think I've... Life, liberty, and property. That's... Property ostensibly should have been a right in its own right. Look, in case... Calls for redesign of a royal honor over offensive image, and apparently someone spray painted racist fish on a... mermaid? Art... Never mind.
The little
Things are
mermaid
racist.
statue of the mark. Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. I just want to move on. We're going to be lucky to get through this before time's up.
Sorry.
No,
Go ahead.
it's fine. You are forgiven.
Racist speedrun, let's go!
Things are racist, part 11. Pancake syrup. Salt. Traffic signals. Earthquakes. Aunt Jemima brand to change name and remove image that Quaker says is based on a racial stereotype. And from BuzzFeed News, unironically, for black families like ours, hypertension is often as inescapable as death, taxes, and racism. Big fast food won't talk about the sodium killing black customers. Strictly speaking, I'm pretty sure they've been trying to kill us all with fast food for decades now. This isn't found in traffic signals. Just because something doesn't use an offensive mascot doesn't mean it can't reinforce a broken system. NAACP links earthquake signs in Oregon to white supremacy. The NAACP Portland said. This was a mistake. Things that are racist, part 12. Classical music. Horse racing. Trying not to be racist. Being nice.
Well, if being nice is racist, I will personally walk around and be gigantic asshole all the time. I'm perfectly cool with that.
If they're going to permit me from being nice because it will make me racist, I'm going to be nice anyway just to spite them. Spitefully nice. Classic FM. Is classical music racist? No. Although screenwriter Candace Allen spiked a row after claiming that the British classical music world is racist. The Herald leader said that racism is built into KY horse racing's history. Is industry ready to address injustice? And Babe put out an article saying, sorry white people, but trying too hard not to be racist is low-key kind of racist.
I'm sorry, my mind just went to the gutter. KY horse racing.
Kentucky. But, you know, hang in there. Might very well be that KY jelly is also racist. After all, it would seem almost humorous. Really. Look, it makes sense. With imagination, almost anything is possible in your own mind. Your own diseased, backwards, and increasingly deranged mind.
Well, apparently everything is racist, so yeah.
Now, race to dinner. White women's obsession with being nice is one of the most dangerous tools of white supremacy. Things that are racist. Part 13. Anglo-Saxons. Toy Story 4. Mary Poppins. Jogging.
Is that going to be the story about the black jogger that, you know, apparently just got lynched?
Probably not.
I hope so.
Nothing as relevant as that. Drop the terms Anglo-Saxon as it is bound up with white supremacy, say academics. Some academics who should not be taken very seriously. The Hollywood Reporter complained about the whiteness of Toy Story 4. Mary Poppins and a nanny's shameful flirting with blackface. Because, of course, you know, chimney sweeps. Which, if that was abusing anyone of any skin color, it was all those stupid kids who got shoved up them. That's just wrong. None of them were actually pretending to be black. New York Times, jogging has always excluded black people, said Natalia Mayman Petzela, who is apparently a historian and a marathon runner. I can only assume that she's been preventing black people from going jogging.
Apparently Oregon
Natalia
has an organ problem.
Things that are racist, part 14. The Lake District. Wives. Faulty towers. Reaction gifts. Lake District must change to attract more diverse visitors, wrote Gerard Hub. Becca Lewis said that for those of my comments who don't seem to know, so-called tradwives are white supremacist women who devote themselves to domestic duties in the service of perpetuating the white race. It is a dog whistle meant to sound less white supremacist than it is. Notably, once again, dog whistles are something that only dogs hear, yet they hear them all the time. Bloomberg. Episode of British icon Faulty Towers is pulled for racist content. That's relevant to another article if we have time to get to it. Teen Vogue, we talked about the digital blackface and reaction gifs, which you might recall is actually being cycled back around again. Notably, by the way, when they pulled that episode of Faulty Towers, I and several others pulled copies of the episode in question. And I hope more people did. Things That Are Racist, Part 15. I had no idea this was going to take up so much of the show. I mean, we had a whole bunch of articles I had arranged to go over this hour, and
could just stop. I mean, yeah, could just stop.
I have a hard time stopping. What time starting?
All right, I'm going to be the voice of reason here. It's time to stop. We got to do something else.
We're halfway through. Compromise. I only read Things That Are Racist, and then each item. Things That Are Racist, Part 15. Botany, sandwiches, environmental activism, women. If anyone wants to get into this on their own, I will give them the link to the Thread Reader app. Just
yes,
can you go to these?
Let's do that.
Things That Are Racist, Part 16. Science, Western philosophy, libraries, dogs. Notably, if you are a member of the Arketer Labs Volunteer Reserve Discord server, you can find this in Angry Fremen's Rage pages. Things Are Racist, Part 17. Dieting, yoga, country music, Scrabble. Things That Are Racist, Part 18. Wine, shoes, having sex with black people, not having sex with black people.
Wow, okay, so much for preference.
Things That Are Racist, Part 19. Rock music, tipping, veganism, Dr. Seuss.
Wow.
I'm still angry about that last one. Things That Are Racist, Part 20. Robots, Charles Dickens, The White Cliffs of Dover, Thomas the Tank Engine. Things That Are Racist, Part 21. Jingle Bells, Interior Design, Arithmetic, Avoiding Eye Contact.
Friday before the 4th.
Things That Are Racist, Part 22. Dead Dogs, Baseball, College Admission Tests, All White Artists.
Yo, what the dead dog's doing?
Oh, you live up there.
Things That Are Racist, Part 23. Morris Dancing, Enid Blyton, The Smurfs, Falling Asleep. Things That Are Racist, Part 24. Church choirs, orchestras, the royal family, surfing. Things That Are Racist, Part 25. Grammar, landscape architecture, Paw Patrol, birds.
Hey, we know birds aren't real.
Things That Are Racist, Part 26. Artificial intelligence, punctuality, hockey, worms.
Wait.
Yeah, we don't have time to go over these. We can do this some other time. We just have to get through it. I have to find the stopping point, and this is not near enough. I'm going to go in overtime for this. Things That Are Racist, Part 27. Mermaids, tomboys, cosmic objects, bras.
Space is racist. It's got blackface.
Things That Are Racist, Part 28. National parks, smiling, aliens, beer. Things That Are Racist, Part 29. Italian fashion, image cropping algorithms, free speech, and uncles. Things That Are Racist, Part 30. Fried chicken, school uniforms, Hawaiian pizza, Mozart.
Now, hang on. I know a bunch of people that would disagree with fried chicken. They'd straight up say, that shit ain't racist, that's delicious.
Things that are racist, part
It is.
31. Gardening, seat belts, COVID, rocks.
They're repeating now.
Yeah, well, look, this is over years. Tony McGrath isn't that smart. Some
No, I
fairly
mean
smart
the
kids
articles. The articles are repeating. Things are so good, they just, forget what they've called racist.
Oh, they've got a new article. That's the sad part. They might be repeating the thing that's racist. The article, however, is all new. Things that are racist, part 32. Self-driving cars, coffee, dinosaurs, jigsaw puzzles. Things that are racist, part 33. Cannabis, monkeys, fake tan, acronyms.
Nice.
Things that are racist, part 34. Dating apps, Dungeons and Dragons. Things that are racist, part 35. Fonts, swimming, babies, smart casual. Things that are racist, part 36. Soap dispensers, sweet potatoes, Jane Austen, cheese.
Poor Jane Austen.
Things that are racist, part 37. French food, the Queen, meritocracy, air.
Yep. Okay. Stop. Just yep. I wish these people would just stop breathing so they don't be racist. That would solve a lot of problems.
Things that are racist, part 38. Table manners, fireworks, mountain bikes, crosswords. Things that are racist, part 39. Professionalism, capital letters, wearing second-hand clothes, moths. Things that are racist, part 40. Halloween, steam trains, thumbs up emojis, curry. Things that are racist, part 41. Crofts, Thomas Jefferson, London suburbs, carrying babies. I swear we're almost into it, at least for now, because they've been maintaining this for years, and they'll probably keep at it. Things that are racist, part 42. Exercise, Avatar 2, groceries, Christianity. Things that are racist, part 43. Waking up early, working from home, music lessons, coffee. Again, unironic. Is coffee racist? How drinking coffee perpetuates price. And that's it. If you are not on Twitter, well, that's a good call on your part. I fully support this, and you'll never hear me saying you should get on it. But if you do get on Twitter, you should definitely keep tabs on Tony McGrath, one of the greatest sarcastic, completely imaginary scholars at work today.
If this is just a continually updated list, you should probably mark where we're at, so you don't have to go through the whole thing every time.
I think if I revisit it again, it'll be much sooner than the 4 years this is festered in this particular case. Look, let's just get some of the articles that other people were so kind as to pull up. Let's see. Oh, here we go. This is relevant. Monty Python star John Cleese will not cut scene critics call transphobic. If you've seen The Life of Brian, you probably already know what he's talking about. John Cleese is setting the record straight. 83-year-old Monty Python star says, contrary to recent reports, he will not cut a politically incorrect scene from his movie, Life of Brian. In a tweet, Cleese claimed that a journalist had misreported him when claiming the actor was planning to cut the famous Loretta scene for an upcoming stage adaptation of the satire film. A few days ago, I spoke to Odd South London. I told them I was adapting Life of Brian so that we could do it as a stage show, not as a musical. Cleese tweeted. All the actors, several of them Tony winners, had advised me strongly to cut the Loretta scene. I have, of course, no intention of doing so. Which is good to hear, because he is getting awfully old and therefore questionably positimentous. But at least he's not folding on this point, which is good to
But
see.
the thing
because
is,
he's swallowed all crap.
the scene in question is not even transphobic. They're just talking about it.
But it says things you're not allowed to consciously observe anymore without, of course, being transphobic. Therefore,
Hey, we're not allowed to observe reality at this point.
no.
I really don't know how we're going to progress as a society, but, you know, these people don't give a shit. I'm actually convinced that they don't want us to progress. They're just, you know, calling themselves progressive, just like, you know, Antifa is calling themselves Antifa, but, you know, they're totally not fascist or anything.
Yeah. We do not have enough time to go through anywhere near the amount of articles that were prepared. But that's fine, because we'll just go through them next Saturday.
I mean, bonus hour?
In fact, I'm even going to replay a playthrough of the Violent Commando Leon launch trailer so that Kefki can enter out the game if they want. Anyone else who wants this game, tag me in chat. Did anyone want to enter into the raffle for this game that has not already done so? At present, I have only marked Nexus Hunter and, of course, myself, having been talked to it, bullied into it, really, peer pressured by my call guests.
Yes.
Oh, we didn't bully you. You know you wanted it.
Skill is the more
Well,
power.
it's not guarantee I'll win. In fact, the odds are low because I have to win both rolls over Nexus Hunter. Otherwise,
As I
it just
normally
won't feel
attack, it will randomly cast another
Well, whatever makes you feel good.
spell.
Look, I don't think anyone would possibly say that I'm not a bit neurotic. Least of all me. I know I'm neurotic. I think I manage it pretty well, but it's nevertheless true. Any other entries? No? Okay then. Let's get that out of the way, and then we'll go through these articles. Many fantastic suggestions, by the way, next Saturday.
Yay.
This is a showdown between me and you, Nexus Hunter. First, because you signed up for it first, your number. Nexus Hunter, you have rolled 60. In order to take this game from you, I will have to roll higher than that twice. My first number is 42. It's not higher. Therefore, I've lost.
What? Hold on. That's the answer to everything, though. That's a conundrum.
Look, it's a good number to lose on, I grant. It's just, you know, it's fine. If I can get the sound.
If it'd been on Discord, I would have put in a soundboard sound that would fit in that situation.
Okay, well, in any case, we are over 6 minutes past my usual shutdown time. I'm not going to do a full second hour. not if I'm not heavily bribed to do so, and I don't really want to lobby for that. So, rather, let's just get on to the general promotion thing. First off, thank you, Haven, Froman, and Caleb for joining me for the call. Thank you to everyone in chat for watching and making this show a success on likes metrics. Tomorrow, I'll be doing more sculpting with Froman. What we're sculpting? I don't know. I suggested internet memes of a random nature. How that actually pans out, we'll see. Monday, nothing's happening. Tuesday, as you know, is side quest where you have to put up with Arcturus at that campus. Wednesday, I will try to stream some gaming. We'll have to see. Wednesdays have been a bit new. Please tune in for that. Friday is the SRS, and thanks to some people who are here even, that will be run by Arcturus as well. More Arcturus. Yay!
You would think
Furthermore,
that people actually like him.
You see under the skills.
I checked a
Perfect
bit at
cadence for
that,
me.
but I made certain commitments, namely he's been activated again, which means he gets his own set and intro, which is something I have to arrange for the sunny best for them. It's fine though, it'll be great fun. Please do tune in for that. And then the cycle just goes on as it has for 5 years or so. Oh, and if you weren't already aware, Omegon has been at this for 8 years now. 8 years.
Ooh.
He just did a anniversary stream about it.
I didn't see that.
I retweeted and everything, but I didn't. Well, it was promoted in the non-sexual plugging Discord server. Look, is there anyone in chat who does not have access to the Volunteer Reserve Discord server that would like it? I'm waiting for the chat to respond, but it's going to take a while. You know what? Screw it. Let's just create an invite. Kefki, then you definitely should. Via this link. If the link does not work through your browser, I suggest copying it and then putting it in Discord to yourself to thus make it work. Reliably, I know I have to on occasion. Okay then! And we're about done here. Any final thoughts, anyone?
I mean, the only thing that's running through my head is everything is racist.
Everything contributes to white supremacy.
There we go.
Everything's racist. To you and me.
The best weapon to seize the day is to have fun. So remember to have fun, or fun will have you.
Yeah, it works. Until next time, so long as progress continues, success is inevitable. So long as progress continues, there are many things that can separate us from that progress, like nuclear war and so on, population collapse.
Yay.
I digress. Until next time.
Everything is racist.